it's Mariko Barrick, realtor with Bridgewell Real Estate Group, and in today's Tri-Cities Neighborhood Guide video, I'm going to be talking about Central Coquitlam, and as you may have guessed, it is right in the middle of Coquitlam and is very central. I'm going to be breaking down everything from types of homes and real estate to schools, transit, amenities, things to do, outdoor areas, everything that you need to know about the Central Coquitlam area. So let's get into it. So as I said, Central Coquitlam is really the central part of the Coquitlam area, and so as a matter of fact, you're obviously going to have a lot of different sub-areas surrounding you. So on the west side, you have Coquitlam West. On the south side, it is a little bit wavy in terms of the border, just because Central Coquitlam, it's not an exact square, but generally you're being bordered by Millardville and Cape Horn. And then on the east side, you're bordered by Coquitlam East, and on the north side, you're generally bordered by Harbour Chines and Chineside. In terms of main roads within the sub-area, running west-east, you do have Como Lake, and then also Austin Avenue that run through the sub-area. Then on the north-south running sides, from the Coquitlam West border, you have Blue Mountain, and that's a very clear divider. The rest of the sub-area, it's a little bit wavy. The borders aren't exact, so it is a little bit unclear what those main roads and borders are, but very generally, I would say on the east side, it kind of ends around Mundy/Hickey area. On the north side, it clearly ends at Como Lake, and on the south side, it's really just this border of Millardville and Coquitlam, and so some parts of generally Brunette, Laurentian, that kind of thing. In terms of schools within the area, you do have a fairly large sub-area, and so you do have a number of different schools, whether that be elementary schools from K to 5, middle schools from 6 to 8, or secondary schools from grade 9 to 12, like the one that I have behind me here. This is Centennial Secondary School. This is the main secondary school that most of the kids within this catchment are going to go to. If you are on the northeast side of the Central Coquitlam sub-area, you may also have a catchment to Dr. Charles Best Secondary School, but Centennial is definitely the main high school within this area. Middle schools, you've got a lot of different options as well, specifically Hillcrest and Montgomery Middle are two great schools within the area, and then you've also got a number of elementary schools like Mundy and Rochester or Parkland, to name a few. Because you have all of these schools, obviously parents are going to want options for them to have their kids be picked up. You've got a lot of buses that run straight past Centennial, past a lot of the different schools, so that's really nice for anybody that's looking for accessibility specifically for their kids. But because you also have a lot of main roads, as I said, like Como and Austin, you do have a lot of pickups from there as well. Most of these buses, if not the majority of them, are going to run specifically between Lougheed and Coquitlam Center. These are the two main bus hubs in all of Coquitlam. And so at either one, you actually also have accessibility to a SkyTrain. You have accessibility to West Coast Express, which will take you straight into downtown if you are working in that downtown core. But really, you have a great accessibility within this area, whether it's immediate access to bus transit or a very, very short drive or a short bus into a main SkyTrain hub that will take you wherever you need to go, whether that be the Fraser Valley, Vancouver, Burnaby, New West, etc. So I think that this is a great area for anybody that has a family that needs accessibility or that just wants to be in a little bit more of a central area with everything you need at your doorstep. So there's a lot to do in Central Coquitlam, whether it be outdoor spaces, indoor spaces, malls, etc. There's a lot to break down. One of the great things about Central Coquitlam, though, is you do have access to a number of parks and outdoor greenery spaces, one of them being where I am right now, Como Lake. It's obviously got the lake portion to it. You have a nice walking trail all the way around the outside. You've got a playground, and in the wintertime, it's actually really fun because when it freezes over and it is cold enough, you also have a lot of kids, parents, and just people playing hockey out here, walking across to the other side. It's just a really great time. In terms of other outdoor spaces, you also have Mundy Park, which I've talked about in other videos as well. This is actually the largest park in all of the Coquitlam area. So you've got a huge perimeter walking or running trail. You've got an off-leash dog park. You've got another little lake. You've got playground spaces. So that's another great option for you, as well as Blue Mountain Park. So safe to say there's lots of options in terms of outdoor spaces, but you also have a number of indoor spaces, one of which being the main rec center, I would say, is Poirier Recreation Center, and that one has the skating rink arena, which also changes into a lacrosse box. They've got a swimming pool, they've got hot tubs, they've got a fitness center that can be more for membership or just for drop-in. So that's a great area for a lot of people to go to and utilize for yourself. Right across from it, you've also got Dogwood Pavilion, which is an adult recreation center. They focus mainly on seniors activities, and they actually have a really great pickleball community if that's something that you or someone you know as a senior would like to get involved with. In terms of other spaces, I mean, as I said in the last portion of this video, this sub area is surrounded by a lot of different sub areas. So you get to enjoy or have immediate access to a lot of those things that those other places offer. So on the Coquitlam west side of things, you've got Lougheed Mall. That area is being completely revamped. You're going to have a huge mall there. You've got access to the SkyTrain. You have a ton of existing restaurants. You've also got Koreatown there with a lot of different Korean restaurants and Korean grocery marts. It's a really great multicultural space that's going to be very different moving forward. On the east side, if you were to head down that hill, you've also got Coquitlam Center Mall, which is the other main mall in the area, and all of the transit routes go to both of those options. So safe to say there's lots of malls in this area. Then on the south side, with access mostly via the Millardville area, you've got a huge space there that has the Silver City VIP cinemas. It's got zone bowling, so lots of fun things to do and lots of commercial or retail spaces. Then within the sub area itself, you've got a lot of different options. So you kind of have the Austin Heights area, which is right off of Austin. It has a lot of mix, like retail, commercial, residential, so you've got access to businesses and restaurants there. And then on the north side, right off Como Lake, you also have Como Lake Village, which has access to things like the No Frills, Shoppers Drug Mart, Starbucks, restaurants, and retail as well. So as I said, safe to say that there are lots of different options within the Central Coquitlam area in terms of outdoor spaces, amenities, shopping. Really everything that you need is here, and it's very easy to get to. So now into my favorite part, we get to talk about real estate and types of homes. And in this sub area, you're going to see a lot of different variants in terms of the style of homes that you see. You're going to see ranchers, you're going to see split levels, you're going to see two-story homes, you're going to see huge monster homes that are 3-4 stories and huge interior square footages. So there's a lot that you can get within this sub area in terms of detached homes, and that's really what it is primarily. You are going to see detached homes that started building kind of in the 40s and 50s, but the bulk of the product here to this day is still in the 1960s, with some sprinkle over into 70s, 80s, 90s, etc., just kind of building here and there. But one of the things that makes this sub area really attractive is that it's got primarily flat lots, especially kind of in your, or if you're in that main Central Coquitlam sub area. As you move towards more that south side, you do get a little bit more on the hill, moving down to Millardville, and so that kind of changes things a little bit. But generally, you're seeing a big flat lot. And when I mean big, we're consistently over the 7,000 square foot size for lot, and very commonly into that 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 square foot lot size. So you can understand why builders really like this area and why we're still seeing homes being torn down and rebuilt. And that's where you get that additional variance into kind of like homes being built in 2020, 21, 22, etc., and having huge interior square footages. Like I'm talking 4,000, 5,000 plus square feet. So whether you're looking for a little bit of like a smaller family home, kind of in that like 2,000 to 3,000 square foot range, or you're looking for something that's like a big monster home to house many generations, this is definitely a sub area that you'll want to pay attention to in terms of detached homes. So as I said, it is primarily detached, but you also have strata options within this area as well, although not as much. Really, it's just parceled off. So one of the main areas to note is the Austin Heights area, and that's the one that's kind of up more towards the Coquitlam west side and bordering, kind of moving towards Lougheed. So your main areas around there are Blue Mountain and then Austin. And so that area there, it is zoned for medium density, but you are seeing the odd kind of high-rise building come up, and so obviously with official community plans, that's always subject to change. But as of right now, you also have a number of older low-rise buildings buildings right in this area, right behind Blue Mountain Park. Then another area where you start to see like townhouses and I would say like medium density in general is closer to the south side by Millardville. That area there also has older townhouses and is zoned for strata properties. You also have a very unique type of zoning called RT1, where you may see duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, and coach houses, but that is actually primarily in the Millardville area, and so there's only a very, very little part of Central Coquitlam on that south side bordering Millardville where you will have that similar RT1 zoning. So that's a lot to pack in terms of real estate and types of homes here, but really the general message is that you have a lot of big flat lots, you have a lot of different styles of detached homes, and you have a couple different areas within this sub area that are zoned for strata properties, and you may see some change moving forward in terms of density.